Hello, thank you for clicking on this video. Today, I will talk about Wil Dasovich versus YouTube. Stay tuned. Welcome back. First of all, my name is Dean Rod Vera. I'm a law school dean and I'm a copyright lawyer. I will talk about or comment about Wil Dasovich versus YouTube. In the last couple of months, Wil Dasovich, a famous Phil American YouTuber vlogger, posted a video and put together a montage of several TikTok videos. I guess he was going to comment about a particular trend in TikTok. I haven't seen that video itself. I'm only reacting to the events surrounding the YouTube claim. According to Wil Dasovich IG stories, as of today, September 1, the copyright issue regarding that video has been resolved. It's a good thing it was resolved amicably. It never went through infighting or fighting within social media. He tried to do it peacefully and civilly. Here's what Wil Dasovich said. The owner of a TikTok video, a few seconds of her video was in Wil Dasovich's video. She wrote or DM'd him to complain about that TikTok. Apparently, according to Wil Dasovich, he ignored that DM because he receives a lot of DMs daily. Now, I'm only guessing that because of the non-response of Wil Dasovich, the owner of the TikTok video filed a copyright strike on that YouTube video by Wil Dasovich. What is a copyright strike? A copyright strike is when a YouTube or owner of a video or a copyright material stakes a claim on a particular YouTube video. Now, when a copyright strike is instituted, the owner of the video that is being used or being part of a YouTube video says, "Hey YouTube, my video or my copyright material is in this person's YouTube video. Please take it down." YouTube has a mechanism for these types of claims or complaints. They have a system wherein the YouTube owner or YouTube channel has a chance to defend or say why he used somebody else's copyright material in his video. I don't know if Wil Dasovich did it, but the default of YouTube is this. When there is a copyright strike, YouTube automatically suspends the viewing of that video until the issue is resolved. Why is that so? Well, under a US law, the DMCA or Digital Millennium Copyright Act, there is a safe harbor provision on internet providers, or such as YouTube. Because if YouTube continues to be the avenue or the platform for somebody infringing on somebody's copyrighted work, under the law and under copyright principles, YouTube may be as guilty as the person who owns the YouTube channel. So in order to invoke the safe harbor provision, YouTube suspends, not necessarily takes down the video, suspends the viewing of video and tells the YouTube owner, "Hey, YouTuber, somebody has complained that one of his or her copyright material is in your video. Please resolve this issue by contacting the copyright owner and talk it over." Now, normally, the YouTuber has a chance to defend himself or herself, saying, "I used the video for whatever reason." Wil Dasovich invoked the claim of fair use. I will explain fair use later. Now, if the copyright owner, the one who complained, is not satisfied with the explanation of the YouTuber, he tells you, the person, the copyright owner, tells YouTube, "YouTube, I'm not satisfied with the explanation. Please take down the video permanently." So YouTube then takes it down, has no more access to that video, and is erased maybe from the YouTube library of the channel. Now, as a YouTuber, and most YouTubers know this, copyright strike, just like baseball, is a demerit or a mark on the record of the YouTuber. If you get so many copyright strikes in a year or successively, the YouTube channel may be deleted. A copyright strike will stay in the YouTube channel for a period of time. It changes from year to year. It may be taken out or may be removed by YouTube, but sometimes it stays on the record of the YouTuber. Now, most YouTubers don't like to hear the word copyright strike. I'm sure you've seen other videos saying, "Oh, don't play that music as a background because I might get a copyright strike." Record companies are notorious for invoking copyright strike. Let's say it's just overheard or in the background of a radio or a CD or even Spotify music. Uh, there is a system called Content ID wherein um, the algorithm will sense that you're using maybe a Taylor Swift song or a Ed Sheeran song or maybe AC/DC song, and then a copyright strike will be automatically given to the YouTuber. So, as of September 1, according to Wil Dasovich in his IG stories, the issue was resolved. They took back her copyright strike. And Wil Dasovich's YouTube channel is what he calls green-listed. Now I will talk about two things: a copyright claim, which is a lesser form of a copyright strike, and the fair use. Now, if you're a YouTuber and you receive the copyright claim, it's not necessarily a strike against you. All it's saying is that, hey, Mr. YouTuber, part of my songs or part of my artwork or part of my copyright is in your video. You have to pay me for that. In a sense, a copyright claim, what happens there is that YouTube splits the income of that video in case that it is monetized, and a part of it goes to the one who made the copyright claim. So you may have several copyright claims, and if there's enough, YouTube may decide to demonetize a particular video. You can have as many copyright claims as opposed to copyright strikes, which can only have 3. Now, going back to the other term I'm supposed to explain, it's called the fair use. Now, under US law, there's an exemption to copyright infringement. It's a defense. Technically, it's an affirmative defense, meaning you admit to the use or the unauthorized use, using without permission, of somebody else's copyrighted work in your own work, whether it be a video or a podcast. Fair use is invoked by the defendant, or in this case, the YouTuber. But fair use has its own requirements or qualifications for it to be invoked properly. In this particular issue, what they call reaction videos. You will make a video reacting to another person's copyrighted work. For example, I'll give comment about Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa. I think the painting is either ugly or wonderful. In that sense, I am making a comment or a criticism, which is allowed under fair use, on somebody else's work. So if you use somebody's work without permission and somebody complains about you, you can technically invoke fair use. The problem here is that fair use is a judgment only issued by a court. YouTube is not a judge. YouTube does not determine if something is fair use. YouTube cannot say, okay, we agree with you, Mr. Defendant or Mr. YouTuber. Your video is under the fair use. YouTube does not do that. It invokes the safe harbor provision, where it takes down the video or limits its access or make it private so that no one else can see. If you are a YouTuber and you've received a copyright strike and you invoke fair use, you have to make sure that you qualify under the factors of fair use. If you do get one, it is best to consult a copyright lawyer and see what your options are, because you can only explain a few times to YouTube. There is a mechanism where you can reply or answer back or explain yourself. But if you give the wrong explanation or the explanation is not sufficient to the one who is complaining, you may then lose your chance to explain further or defend yourself. Copyright law is very tricky. It may vary from country to country, but the general principles are the same. When somebody makes a work in the literary artistic field or domain, that work is considered protected by copyright law. That means no one can use that protected work without permission or authorization from the copyright owner. Just like any other property, you can't borrow somebody's car without permission. You can't take somebody's ball pen or somebody's laptop without permission. Copyright or copyright works are technically still properties of the one who made it or the one who owns it. I hope I made things clearer about this copyright issue. If you have a chance, please explore my channel. I have other videos regarding copyright law and intellectual property. Hi, please do me a favor and smash that like button. It'll help me a lot and it will trigger the YouTube algorithm. Now, if you have not yet, please subscribe to my channel. If you don't, my dog will eat this exam booklet and that student has to repeat his final exam again.